Hello there Kangaroo Bros, and welcome to this RooView of The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. This kinda is part 2 of my Zelda Oracle games reviews, so you'd better check out my Oracle of Ages review first to fully understand this video. Well, where did we leave off in Oracle of Ages? Our hero Roo saved the Oracle of Ages Nairu and saved the land of Labrina from the grips of the evil sorceress Viren. But that wasn't the end of the story. If you used the passcode, you obtained of the end of Oracle of Ages. Using said passcode, you are now able to start a linked game. And this game starts with a cutscene of the Gerudo Witches' twin rover. In this scene, the witches praise the efforts of the fallen Viren and explain that they need 2 more sacrifices to bring back the King of Evil Ganon. That's if I don't stop them. The game proper starts with Roo arriving in the land of Holodrum. I'm found by this nice red-haired lady, and after waking up, I run into Impa again. Impa explains that she and a group of Hylian knights travel to Holodrum to escort the red-haired lady to Hyrule. But why? The lady turns out to be Din, the Oracle of Seasons. Oh, and she's also a talented dancer. Everything seems fine until the evil Onok shows up. He introduces himself as the main villain of the game by kicking my ass and abducting Din. Here's our initial incident, my friends. Onyx puts Din into stasis, and her absence causes the Temple of Seasons to disappear, throwing the Seasons of Holodrum into chaos. Onyx's goal is to ignite the flames of destruction and despair to help Twin Rover revive Ganon. Guess I have to get to work now. I start by checking out the nearby Horon village, and at a first look, it doesn't differ much from Lena's city of the previous games. The mayor is nice though, he welcomes me by giving me his seat.
Nice.
So my first stop on my adventuresome quest is Holodrum's Mako tree. This guy tells me that I have to find the 8 essences of nature to restore order to Holodrum's Seasons and to breach Onyx's evil castle. Alright, nothing new so far. I waste no time and arrive at the first dungeon, the Gnarled Root dungeon. Let's have a little look. Puzzles? Check. Skellymans? Check. Mini-boss battle? Check. Getting a new item? Check. What more could you wish for? The boss of the first dungeon is a nice callback to the very first game. I like it. And he isn't too hard to defeat. I like that even more. You know how the rest of this song goes. I grab the first essence of nature, and the Mako tree tells me where to find the next dungeon. So now it's about time to introduce this game's version of the Harp of Time. I first have to make my way to the mysterious underground land of Subrosia. To get there, I have to stalk this little girl. It even turns out that the Temple of Seasons is now in Subrosia. I head there, and the Spirits of Seasons gift me the Rod of Seasons. I really like my new toy. Just look at Roo going to town on it. But the rod isn't at its full power yet. I first have to collect the 4 Spirits of Seasons. I start by grabbing the Spirit of Winter, and now I'm able to turn the season to winter whenever I want. This allows me to enter the second dungeon, the Snake's Remains. I find the Power Croissant again and run into a familiar face. Get it? Face? I'm so funny. And that's not the only old friend we meet again. This dungeon's boss is King Dodongo. What a nice nod to Ocarina of Time. So far there hasn't been anything we haven't seen in Oracle of Ages yet. But wait, it turns out that for whatever reason, Princess Zelda came to Holodrum. I'm sure that isn't going to bite her in the ass later. But who cares? I'm reunited with Ricky. Ricky helps me to reach the 3rd dungeon, but it turns out that I need yet another power for my Rod of Seasons. So I return to Subrosia and pay this little girl to go on a date with me. Her master key allows me to open a new room in the Temple of Seasons, and I get myself the power of summer. Nothing much happens in the 3rd dungeon. I get Rock's feather and fight a giant moth. Why not, I guess. My next stop is the Sunken City, where I run into Dimitri again. He helps me to get the Zora Flippers, and I decide to pay Subrosia another visit. These assholes here steal my jumping feather, and I stalk the little shits to get it back. My reward for all this is the Rod of Seasons' 3rd spirit, the Spring Spirit. Yeah! This spirit allows me to meet up with my old friend Moosh, And in return, I can finally get the last power from my rod, the Spirit of Autumn. Yeah, my rod is now complete and I can switch between all 4 seasons whenever I want. I also run into Queen Ambi, who's in this time for some reason, and I make my way through the 4th dungeon. The interesting parts in here are this Aghanim looking dude and the slingshot, which I can use to spread my seed.
Nice.
Oh look, it's Goma! Long time no see, old friend. The following dungeon gifts me the pretty awesome magnetic gloves and pits me against the... tiger? That's new, but why not? My journey continues, and to progress I have to gather some jewels to open the way to these ruins. I hide out in the woods to play with my rod.
Nice.
And reach the 6th dungeon. The magical boomerang I get here is pretty cool. It's kinda remote controlled. That's pretty neat. Well, so far it seems like I'm making progress in stopping Ganon's return. But nope, it turns out that the flame of destruction was already lit. Well, crap. The game now decides to make me jump through some hoops to get to the 7th dungeon. I have to travel to Subrosia again to talk to this skeleton pirate captain. He wants me to find his precious bell. I enlist the help of this skelly man to find the bell in the desert, but it's all rusty. I get my bell polished, neat, and return it to its owner. Ambi suddenly shows up, and it turns out that the captain and her were once lovers. Sure, why not? I hitch a ride with the pirates and make my way to the 2nd to last dungeon, the Explorer's Crypt. I duke it out with a spooky ghost and get Rock's cape, which allows me to float like a little balloon. Pennywise would be proud.
Oh yes.
I defeat this dungeon's boss, another callback to the first game, and get my hands on the Seed of Life. Wait, those are balls. Oh, Nintendo, you sneaky feckers. The last part of the game plays out like all the Zelda games. I have to use all my items to reach the final dungeon, the Sword and Shield Maze in Subrosia. And here's something entirely new. Princess Zelda is kidnapped by the bad guys. I get a very handy triple slingshot and fight a Medusa boss. That's also a new one. I don't mind it. With all 8 essences of nature in my possession, it's about time to kick Onyx's ass. The Mako tree gives me his seed.
Nice.
And together with the help of the 8 essences of nature, I am able to storm the bad guy's castle. Now Onyx is a tough cookie. Not only does he use Din as a shield, but it turns out that his true form is a fucking dragon. I defeat him anyways, but it was for naught. Zelda's kidnapping caused the flame of despair to ignite. Din and Nairu combine their powers to send me off to fight Twinrova, and as expected, even though I kill them, Ganon returns anyway. Okay, this guy is kinda intimidating. A fierce fight follows, and the King of Porkness is defeated once again. Zelda is saved, and Holodrum celebrates peace once again. Everyone is happy, and I set out to greater adventures on a boat. I think we all know how that turned out. And that was my review of the linked game in Oracle of Seasons. Of course, it doesn't really matter which Oracle game you play first, the end will always play out the same. In case you were wondering, yes, I did leave out the side quest trading sequence in these games, since I think they're not that interesting to talk about. But now you should know how they work. You have to go around the world map, exchange one useless item for another, to receive a really powerful weapon at the end of the trading sequence. Well, guess now I talked about it anyways. Whoops!